When was the last time you genuinely felt excited for your birthday? Not just pretended to care, not just replied thanks to messages out of politeness, but truly felt that childlike spark of joy? For many adults, that feeling is long gone. Imagine scrolling through social media on your birthday, friends posting photos surrounded by cakes, balloons, laughter, and you feel nothing. It's not sadness, not bitterness, just indifference. Another day, another number. You tell yourself, it's not a big deal. But deep down, there's a quiet question. When did my birthday stop feeling special? It's more common than you think. Countless people admit that their birthdays now feel like just another day. But why? Why does something that once filled us with excitement now feel empty or irrelevant? In this video, I will discuss the exact psychology of those who treat their birthdays like an ordinary day, exploring what shaped them, what they're protecting themselves from, and what may have quietly happened to their souls along the way. So let's get into it. Imagine this: a forgotten cake, an absent parent, a promise broken. For some people, that's not just one memory. It's a pattern that shaped how they feel about birthdays for the rest of their lives. Psychologists call this phenomenon learned helplessness. It happens when repeated disappointment teaches the brain not to expect good things anymore. When a child learns early on that their special day isn't really special, they stop looking forward to it. And by adulthood, that indifference becomes second nature. Behind many uncelebrated birthdays lies a quiet ache, a subtle grief. Even if surrounded by friends or messages online, there can be a hollow feeling, an emotional gap between what the day should mean and what it actually feels like. This isn't about self-hate or bitterness, it's about emotional protection. When celebrating has repeatedly led to disappointment, the mind learns to stay safe by lowering expectations. Sometimes, it takes only one deeply painful birthday to leave a lifelong imprint. A moment when a parent didn't show up, or a friend forgot, or the day simply fell flat. That memory becomes internalized as proof that birthdays just aren't for me. And then there's the psychological twist of temporal self-comparison, the way we measure who we are today against who we thought we'd be. Each birthday becomes a quiet confrontation with aging, unfulfilled goals, and the passing of time. For someone who feels behind in life, the day isn't worth celebrating. It's just another reminder of how far they haven't come. So when you see someone shrug and say, it's just another day, it might not be indifference at all. It might be a shield, a subtle act of self-preservation learned long ago. Because sometimes it's easier to pretend the day means nothing than to face how much it once did. There's a term called inherently spotlight heavy. You become the reason for the gathering, the name on the cake, the focus of everyone's gaze. And while some people enjoy that attention, others find it draining or even uncomfortable. For many highly private individuals, a birthday party feels more like a performance than a celebration. The songs, clapping, and attention can feel suffocating rather than joyful. The intensity of social energy, crowds, noise, bright smiles, can quickly turn what should be fun into something exhausting. Psychologists also point out that modesty plays a role. Some people feel uneasy being praised or celebrated for simply existing. They'd rather have a quiet, genuine moment than be surrounded by people chanting their name. This is sometimes called a modesty bias, a tendency to feel embarrassed by excessive attention or overt praise. Privacy is another factor. Some individuals simply don't like broadcasting personal details, even something as basic as their age or birthday. They see it as a private part of their identity, not something to be paraded publicly. For them, not celebrating isn't a rejection of joy. It's an act of self-preservation, a way to protect their comfort and boundaries. They value genuine connection, but have no desire to be at the center of it. These are the people who would rather have a quiet coffee with one close friend than a room full of people shouting their name. Why do some people feel no need to mark their birthday with fanfare? Why can they let the day pass quietly, without feeling forgotten or unloved? The answer often lies in a deeper form of self-assurance, a mindset rooted in inner validation rather than external applause. For some individuals, not celebrating their birthday is not an act of sadness or rebellion, but of strength. They already feel whole without the world reminding them that they matter. Psychologically, this attitude aligns with self-determination theory, which says that genuine well-being stems from autonomy, competence, and intrinsic satisfaction, not from gifts, attention, or external praise. These people derive meaning from within. People who constantly seek validation through applause, parties, or material gifts often feel less emotionally secure. In contrast, those who possess emotional independence tend to be calmer, more grounded, and more at peace. For them, skipping a birthday isn't neglecting joy, it's reclaiming ownership of it. When you remove the obligation to be happy or social, you reclaim your autonomy. You can spend your day however you wish, taking a long walk, sleeping in, reflecting quietly, or doing absolutely nothing at all. Without the noise of tradition, the day becomes yours again. For some, the real reason for ignoring their birthdays has nothing to do with personality or past pain, but with philosophy. For many, birthdays carry a quiet existential weight. They mark not just another year of life, but another year gone. Each birthday forces a confrontation with time, aging, mortality, and the ever-growing gap between who we are and who we thought we'd be. Some people simply don't want that reminder. Birthdays often trigger anxiety about aging or unfulfilled goals. They make us measure our progress against society's invisible checklist: career, relationships, success, happiness. And for those who feel they've fallen short, the day becomes more burden than celebration. From a Stoic perspective, aging is natural, neutral, and out of our control. But for existentialists, absurdists, or nihilists, this is totally different. The Stoic response to time is not to fear it, but to accept it. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Live each day as though one's last." In that spirit, a birthday doesn't need grandeur or attention. It's simply another day to practice gratitude and virtue. Instead of obsessing over a number, Stoicism encourages us to ask, "Am I living well right now?" Some people even find comfort in this detachment. They recognize that life, as one existential put it, swims in an ocean of loss. With each passing year, we lose youth, opportunities, and sometimes people we love. Birthdays, which emphasize what has passed, can quietly amplify that sense of loss. For those who have made peace with impermanence, ignoring the occasion feels more natural than forcing a celebration.